us get for, but I don't know.
Why don't you ask a more accurate question? And like the fact that you sit up here and drag people on, you do autism abuse and stuff, who people are recognized for autism spectrum, and be like, oh, it's gonna happen next week and stuff. Like that's some type of pundit, and stuff like that, and all this other junk. When in fact you played keep away with the terror itself. You played keep away with my meds. You played keep away with you're like, oh, we're gonna shoot you like Hammer and all this stuff, and you take off your shirt and all this other stuff. I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Any damn time it was I can give a fuck less about that, okay? But, you sit up here and you play these damn rules and you say, oh, we've been wanting to hear this. We've been wanting to hear this. Then why don't you play my tape in the damn courtroom? Why don't you play my tape? This is 12 Stars testimony during these media coverages and stuff like that. And so, you're asking me to do these impossible math problems over and over again. Play this brain drain with your thing because my voice has changed because I had Prozac and stuff like that. It wasn't about that. It was more or less about like, oh well, maybe I can do without it. It's been on and off all for 10 years, for 10 or so years, And on top of that, it's not my position to take it. So whether it be like, recall such and such and recall this, lie for lie, you know what I mean? The evidence is there. Just play 12 Stars blogs. Just go ahead and go get your data Patriot Acts and your Free Information Acts and see what executive meant and how hard-headed that goes to one ear and out the other. And stuff like that. And a person with, let's say bipolar. Let's say a person with bipolar, depression. I'm talking about this cancer is up here. Bipolar, depression, Bates disease, you know what I mean? Mute schizophrenia, a form of autism, and is downright just a fathead, you know what I mean? In her ways, like that, you know what I'm saying? And that's the... whether it be the evidence, and whether you want me to articulate it, and be like, this is the evidence of the, such and such, and trying to make me think and such and do all this stuff and form a complete sentence for you. And let's say, write it down, as opposed to someone who says, that's not executive. That's her defense. And all the stuff I've said to you over the course of these blogs, her response is, that's not executive, and then we'll vote in her favor. Behind all you guys are behind it. I'm behind it. So it's instead of me reiterating or formulating some sentence that you want me to intricately formulate, why don't you just go ahead and play my blogs up on there as exhibits, and just let itself do its own work. That I've already researched in the footwork and the legwork of it as a paralegal or whatever, a legal assistant, and say, okay, here's the case, here's the files, here it is, and move them on in, get the dolly and move them on into the courtroom. And if it's all compressed into a zip file over a phone, put the phone on the damn thing on the table, and here, play the stuff, play what I'm talking about. And then go ahead and get your little smart windows and tap it into her thing and watch her mouth open like she's been eating too many Snickers and and show her insatiable desire to feed her cake hole. And everything that falls under the umbrella of that. Everything that falls under the umbrella of that. You know what I mean? Whether it be like, oh man, you know what I mean, such and such. Oh man, the community is such and such. Oh man, the Trump already is such and such. And so or something. So for me to waste my breath and say, oh, you know what, such and such, stack them up. You know what? Okay, you can have it on your special day of the 21st of what do you call it? of what it is of the culmination of the past 90 days. You can have it. But if I'm snoring in the beginning of it, you'll have to excuse me because of how you set me up for it. The stabs of both the collaborations between her, between the party, between other such, and between the entities of government, and how you set this up. Did you want one word at the opening statement? At the opening statement, when I woke up, to say the formulation of what it was? I'll tell you what it was. It was just basically, beyond no contest, beyond not guilty, basically. Okay.
They're preparing for the possibility.
So if you can go ahead and just tap into that reasoning, dolly in the files, the footwork that I've done over the past 90 days, and stuff, 2 weeks especially, and stuff, then go ahead and do that, man. And why don't you just do me a solid and stuff? Because if you're going to withhold my meds, you're going to stab me in the back like this is some make of the Gladiator movie, you know, and say, okay, enter the stadium now, and
All right.
with his rib shot out.
Thank you all very much for being with me. And we anticipate, obviously, they're going to be heading